Hello, and welcome to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. We are looking at some beers from Kyoto Brewing Company. In my last video, we looked at their saison, an early saison they made called Ichii Ichii. And today we're going to take a look at another style that I think is kind of, when I think of Kyoto Brewing, it kind of seems iconic for them. And that is this one, Ichii Senshin, which is a Belgian IPA at 6.5%. Kyoto Brewing started in 2015, and this was one of their first beers. It's among the first 10 beers that they made, and it is, if I could say it's a flagship, I'm not sure, but certainly it's one of their most popular beers, and it is one of the few that they bottle. Most of their beer is served on keg in craft beer bars throughout Japan. They do bottle though and sell at their brewery and also in a few stores around Japan as well. So I picked this up in a department store in Kyoto. And Kyoto Brewing was started by three people. Kind of interesting story. One American, one Canadian, and one Welshman. And I should probably disclose that I know all three of them. And especially I've known the brewer, Chris Hangey, for a long time. And even before he became a professional brewer. Anyway, they started in 2015 and they have become quite successful. They have a tap room in Kyoto, which is if you're a beer lover and you happen to be in Kyoto, that's the one destination you should probably definitely hit. It's open on Friday evenings, Saturday and Sunday afternoons, and you can get about 10 of their beers on tap at really good prices. And this beer, the name Ichii Senshin comes from an idiom in Japanese, which kind of means dedication or single-minded devotion to whatever you happen to be working on here. And their intention is that it applies to how hard people work in their industry, which is the craft beer industry. So how people approach their work in that industry. And the malt that they use in this is excuse me, my cat is chasing her toy around here. Moogie, you want to be in the video? No? They use a Pilsner malt, Maris Otter, and some malted wheat, and 5 different types of hops. Warrior, Chinook, Styrian Goldings, Willamette, and Centennial. And this beer is again 6.5%. The yeast is a Belgian yeast called Belgian Ardenne, which they use in several of their other beers as well. On Rate Beer, this has 22 ratings, 3.66 out of 5, and 95 percentile for all beers, and 94 for Belgian IPA style. So, shall we give this a go? Moogie, you want to come and say something? Okay, so this pours out a nice deep gold straw, kind of very hazy, kind of, you can see the light through it, but you cannot see through it. And kind of nice creamy, quarter, maybe a half a centimeter of head. Let's try the aroma here. Quite citrusy, very fresh and zesty, grassy for sure. And the Belgian yeast is coming through. lightly at first and then becomes more noticeable. How many IBU? This has 54 IBU, and right away I get the bitterness and maybe kind of small bite from the yeast. Yeah, kind of blending bitterness and yeast bite. I get some grapefruit, peach, maybe pineapple, and all of it is kind of backed up by this very persistent hoppiness. So I'd say this is a bit aggressive with the hops. It is an IPA and it is Belgian, so I think these two elements are blended very well in this beer. Moderately aggressive, yeah. This is a beer that I mean, for me, it's one of their best beers, I think. And they've been producing it again since they started. So if you happen to come to Japan and see this on tap, please do give it a try. If you happen to be in Kyoto, please stop by Kyoto Brewing and go to the tap room and try a variety of their beers, including their most recent ones. Again, this is Kyoto Brewing Ichii Senshin, Belgian IPA. I hope you have a chance to try this sometime. That's it for today. Bye-bye.